Southwest Airlines has created an enormous disaster. The Southwest airline blew up horribly. A whopping 85% of Southwest scheduled flights were cancelled, and 53% of the US's flights were cancelled. A total mess emerged. It's basically like Southwest stole Christmas. The anger and frustration of Southwest passengers persist, many of whom are still trying to get where they want to go. Their luggage was lost, they missed family gatherings, some of them were stuck in the rain, and the list continues. How did things turn out wrong? What caused this to happen? In any case, they screwed everything up. You're watching Incredibler, and we will reveal the disturbing truth behind the Southwest Meltdown. The operational meltdown at Southwest disrupted passengers' travel plans. The airport was jam-packed with families with children who were stranded for Christmas. Pilots and flight attendants sleep on the floor. A vast pile of luggage stuck at the wrong airport, some with presents inside and some with medication. Hour after hour, travellers are stuck on hold. It's as if Southwest Airlines has checked a bingo card of travel nightmares with its cascading failures. Amongst all the airlines that faced bad weather and cancellations, Southwest was the only one that collapsed. The surprising thing about that is that Southwest is such a storied airline, with a storied brand. In our experience as consumers, the worst disappointments always come from the brands we have grown to love. That's true, and unfortunately, it's often the case. The same is true here as well. There is this airline called Southwest that, to this day, is a beloved brand among many people. The reason for that lies in the way the company was founded. The company was founded on the principle of putting customers and employees first. The story is interesting. It might hold the key to understanding how we got here. Southwest has been hit with disruption before, and the carrier's struggle to get its operations back on track demonstrates how its increasingly complex network needs better technical support. While Southwest executives say they are updating the systems, union leaders have criticised the airline for being too slow to make changes. Southwest has now declared operations back to normal. However, what happened? What's next? Casey Murray, president of the airline's pilots union, spoke to CNN on Monday. In the past few years, we have seen more and more of these types of meltdowns, which really have nothing to do with technology or process upgrades. Throughout the airline industry, we have a systematic problem with phones, computers, processing power, and the programs that let us connect to airplanes. Here are the facts we know so far, but the company still has a lot to explain. Fact 1. The crisis wasn't just caused by bad weather, outdated systems also played a role. A massive winter storm caused the initial flight disruptions. As a result of the storm, Southwest's operations and many of its employees were affected in cities such as Denver and Chicago. Southwest faced many of the same challenges as other airlines. Ground equipment and jet bridges froze because of the sub-freezing temperatures. Fuel congealed and staff needed to rotate more frequently inside. However, rival airlines recovered more quickly. Despite the storm disrupting flights, it seems that the company's internal software systems turned a normal issue into an extraordinary catastrophe. Hub and spoke systems are often used by airlines to cut costs by routing flights through big airports. It has long been Southwest's pride that it uses a point-to-point system rather than a hub and spoke model. While it's a leaner system day to day, pilots, flight crews and planes have to be in the right place at the right time due to complex scheduling challenges. Southwest used outdated computer systems to manage that complicated system, according to all reports. In an interview with CNN, Southwest Airlines CEO Bob Jordan compared the airline's debacle to a giant puzzle that must be solved. According to him, the company needs to accelerate its already existing plans to upgrade systems. To figure out what went wrong, the Department of Transportation has launched its investigation. Fact 2. It's not just customers who are angry. Likewise, employees are frustrated. In an interview with NPR, the head of Southwest Pilot Union called the Christmas meltdown catastrophic, but most pilots weren't surprised by it either. It's not just IT from the 90s that we're still using, it's also processing from when our airline was a tenth of its current size. Moreover, it's not scaled for the operations we have today. In the last 2 years, Southwest experienced multiple scheduling meltdowns that, while smaller than the Christmas disaster, indicated a problem. Southwest didn't have planes or routes available for the pilots. despite their readiness to work. It was the same situation in this disaster, and many pilots and flight crews expressed frustration on social media. If customer expenses are deemed reasonable, they may be refunded. As a matter of law, Southwest must refund all monies for cancelled flights. Also, it has previously committed to rebook passengers without additional charge in the event of any avoidable cancellations or extreme delays, and to also offer vouchers for meals and hotel accommodation. Southwest seems willing to cover even more costs because of this disaster. However, they have provided no clear guidelines about what expenses they will cover. All they have said is that they will honour reasonable requests for reimbursements for meals, hotels and alternate transportation, such as rental cars or tickets on other airlines. Of course, you won't be reimbursed if you miss Christmas with your family, or if you spend a night on a floor at an airport without your luggage. Fact 3. Customer service at Southwest has been severely damaged. Southwest specialises in excellent customer service and a laid-back culture. This has badly damaged the reputation of the company. More than 13,000 flights have been cancelled since Thursday, stranding passengers and bags across the country, snarling Southwest crew members, and drawing the ire of federal officials. In a public apology, CEO Bob Jordan, who had been in the role for less than a year, apologised for the mistake. It has been a year since Mr. Watterson started at the company. They are both long-term executives of their companies. Fact 4. Many apologies from Southwest, but few answers. Southwest apologises for its part, sorry for the inconvenience. The CEO apologises, the Chief Commercial Officer apologises. Customer service representatives are telling furious passengers on Twitter that they can't apologise enough. Although they're doing their best, they still seem to be struggling. Despite Southwest's best efforts, the FAQs on its travel disruption website are less helpful than Kafkaesque. If you receive an error message when trying to rebook online, what should you do? We recommend you rebook again at this time, the airline advises. In the event that there are no seats on available flights, what should you do? Whenever you find yourself stuck on hold for hours without being able to talk to an agent, Southwest encourages you to continue your search. It is okay to keep calling if you need to contact us urgently. Separate statements were released by President Biden and the US Department of Transportation on Monday and Tuesday respectively to condemn Southwest and other airlines. Likewise, Biden tweeted that the administration has committed itself to holding airlines accountable for their actions. According to Clint Henderson, travel sites The Points guy, Southwest could be required to interline with the other airlines, which would allow stranded flyers to find alternative ways home. Point-to-point flights, which operate without hubs and spokes like other airlines, have caused rapid problems. As a result of the pandemic, airline passengers decreased initially, and the airline is constantly affected by the weather. Demand is up. The planes are fuller. The domestic travel market is at the level of 2019, Henderson said. The weather storm that hit them has limited their ability to do much. So what's next? Southwest is confident that normal operations will resume soon. The flight tracking website FlightAware reports that it has 39 cancellations planned for Friday. In an interview with CNN's Wolf Blitzer, Santoro said pilots have been told the airline will have a mostly full schedule by Friday. Now, the Denver airport and the Department of Transportation are investigating the company. Wall Street expressed concern about Southwest's debacle. Over a week, investors sold off the company's shares, wiping out $2 billion from its market value. Its stock price rebounded nearly 3% on Thursday, but remains down about 9% since December 23rd, just before mass cancellations began. Share your Southwest Meltdown experiences and how they impacted your travel plans below. We hope you liked the video. Please press the like and subscribe button so you can be updated on the things you need to know. Until next time, keep watching Incredibler. Stay safe and have a great day.